So I ran into this family from Calvary just the other day at the grocery store, and it warmed my heart to see them because I hadn't seen them since this whole pandemic thing had started. And so there we were standing in the grocery store, social distanced with our masks on, and we were just sort of catching up. And then right in the middle of our conversation, their fourth grader turns to me and he says, "Hey, Pastor Angie, I got a question for you." And I said, "Sure, buddy, what's up?" He said, "Have you read the whole Bible?" And I smiled and I looked at him and I said, "Well, yeah, I have read the whole Bible. I mean, parts of it more than others, but, through the years, I've definitely read through the whole Bible." And then I turned the question back around at him and I said, "Have you read the whole Bible?" And he looked at me and he said, "I tried, Pastor Angie, but it is so hard." And I think he's right. Isn't that the truth? Reading the Bible is so hard. Well, this week we are wondering if our big question for the week is, what is the Bible? And we're using as a guideline a book by the same title by the author and speaker Rob Bell. And before we get into this What is the Bible week, I want to invite you to do me a favor. If you're somebody who's watching on Facebook, would you go ahead and like this post as well as to share it onto your personal page? And if you're somebody who's tuning in on YouTube, would you go ahead and click the bell and subscribe to this so you can get the whole series? And if you're joining us on cable access, would you just tell a friend this week to kind of come and join us? So as Christians, we claim this book. We claim the Bible to be our guiding document, our insider scoop into God. And this week, we're going to wonder about it even further. Where did the Bible come from, and what is it really all about? Maybe you started to read it at some point in your life, and you had good intentions to kind of get through it. So you made your way through the first two chapters of Genesis and Exodus, and they didn't seem too hard because they're kind of narrative stories. But then when you got to Numbers, the third book in the Bible, well, you might as well quit because it doesn't seem to make a whole lot of sense to us here and now. And the more that I've come to understand and look at the Bible, the more I have been blown away by its complexity and its nuance and its depth and its innuendo and its poetry and its prose and politics and insight and confusion and provocativeness and humor and wisdom, all of these things here in just one book. But before we get into it, I'm going to start this week with talking about some of the things that the Bible is not. The first is this. I want you to know, and it might be surprising to you, but the Bible is not a Christian book. That's right, it is not a Christian book. Author Rob Bell states it this way, and I agree with him. He says, many people have come to understand the Bible as a book for a certain group of people to claim as their own and to understand for themselves and from anyone else. But the Bible is a book about what it means to be human, because before anything else, we are all human. You see, the Bible tells a story of God who wants to be in a relationship with humans and wants to help us to understand what it means to be human with all of its messiness and imperfection. I know I ask myself these questions all the time, and I'm sure you do too. As humans, it seems we are meaning-making creatures. We make meaning out of all of these things, and we are constantly looking for meaning. We are looking for purpose, and we are looking for direction. Wondering if we're taking the right path or the wrong path, or we're doing the right thing with our life or the wrong thing of the life. And the Bible, surprisingly enough, we think that maybe it tells us about God, but it tells us even more the stories of humans and what it means to be a human. And here's the second thing that the Bible is not. Friends, the Bible is not just one book. Instead, it is a library of books about what it means to be human. It's got poetry and prose and love letters and history and political treaties and law. It's this collection of 66 books that were written and rewritten and edited and redacted by, guess what? Humans. It includes different authors in different genres, some of which we know and some of which we still will never find out. It includes inside jokes that are lost on us at this time reading it, and it leaves discrepancies for us to wonder what really happened when the people wrote down the words of the Bible. And here's the third thing tonight that the Bible is not. The Bible is not just for people who call themselves Christian. Now, it's true that Christians have claimed this book as their own and made claims about the Bible. We try to do that here, even in church. But the Bible, it's not intended for Christians. You see, in fact, you don't actually have to even believe in God to read the Bible. If you read in the Bible, you'll see a lot of people who actually just don't believe in God. They're just like that. There are people who are messy and people who don't believe in God, people who have personal and political agendas, people who are struggling with what it means to be human and what it means to make mistakes and what it means to die and what it means to happen after we die. And what's super cool is that the writers of the Bible, they're often looking for the same answers that you are and the same answers that I am. So I'm so excited to have you join us this week as we explore what is the Bible. And it's my hope that at the end of this series, you will see this book as so much more than a book that some group of people just claims on their own. I hope that you'll be able to see the Bible in new dimensions and new insight with new depth and new perspective. And it's so exciting. So we'll see you next time as we discover what is the Bible.
Search my heart, God. Search my heart, God. Know my thoughts and my anxious mind. Take them and make them